And our first speaker is Gert Myburgh. And he's been submitting to the submitting to the virtual museum so much over the years, and it's such a pleasure to have you with us here this evening, and we're looking forward to seeing your talk. So Gert lives in Maun in Botswana, and he's going to share with us all the cool stuff that he's been snapping and mapping over there in Botswana over the years. So over
as I say, this is a hobby of mine, and I've tried to concentrate more on the VM. Just to let you know that I have been rather lazy on the VM, and the bulk of these pictures are during lockdown and afterwards. And the bulk of them also have not been submitted. Okay, so it's almost a world exclusive on some of the them. Okay, just to map of Africa, Botswana is down here, and within Botswana, Maun is situated up here in the northwest area. And what I have done, you must just stop me if none of this comes through. I thought if I clicked something would happen there, but I'm skipping something. All right, and come on. Okay, so I've got five notes here. A is Maun. B is where I live. C is the junction of the Tamalakani, Nahabi, and the Buteti River. D here towards the east is Samadupi, Chanucha area. And E is on the Shirobi Road out to the northeast there. Tonight I'm only going to deal with E and B. So, okay, sorry, this is the house area, which is area B. Thank you, Megan. This is just outside the property. That is just sand and basically just dry grass, what's left of it, camel thorn and acacia. This is just about a 270 degree. We've had no rain or anything like that, and we are about, the house is about 200 meters from the river, maybe a bit more. And this is part of the property on your left there coming in. The background. Let's see, let's go to the next one. Area E. Okay, this is area E. There's not a lot there that I've taken in that. That area has been basically bone dry. So this video here is the backwater, a Malapu. Now there's water in there now, but that is basically dried up after 2 months. And there's another clip after this of the main river, which obviously will also be drying up probably Jan, Feb or so. So this is just the bushland on the main road side. This is an island, or it was then. There'll be another clip just showing the main river, the Tamalakani, on that side of it. And there's also, that can wait for the next one. The main river is over there somewhere, on that side. So that's all acacia, palms, camel thorn as well, and mitsibi, etc. Croton bush in that. Quite a bit of animals or elephant that are coming down there. Let me go down with just the one area here. Okay. And this clip is on the other side of that island, which is the main river. So this is basically just a flood that's receded. So there's a bit of green grass there and that, a lot of cattle, goats, etc. Horses, take your pick, they're all there. Donkeys, as you saw on the previous one. This is Gomutian, the upper part of the Tambalakani, and there's no defined cutoff. Always contentious, and the river flows both ways. It'll come from Maun from the left-hand side, and if the Gomutian that fills up sufficiently, then it flows back towards Maun. As you can see, all extremely dry. Okay, right. This is just another clip here, small green dung beetles here at the house. Bit of kung fu going down there. The one on the right there. Oh, sorry. Okay. Right. So this is the Shirobi side of Maun. It's about 20 k's out. So at the top left there, it was a very odd day. The foxy emperor, grasshopper, harrier hawk, green pigeon, black-chested. The black-chested is there, and the ground hornbills are there very, very often, and the foxy emperor as well. You go out there, normally they're always around at some point in that, okay? This is all on that backwater side. The bunting, the little Beeeater, homocorp and that, but he'll just move over to the mainstream, probably has already. And green pigeon, only if the fig trees are obviously fruiting in that. Otherwise, they just move wherever the next food source is. The dragonflies, I'm not too clued up there. The Bobbitt, I think this was a blue emperor. That I put keel glider with question marks in that, and these were the vagrants. They were when the water came down there about May or so. There were literally thousands of them, all mating and going about their business and that. With our water came down here in towards the end of May, and they just moved with the water and that. The butterflies, as I say, it's been rather dry there, so there hasn't been much going about. These were all submitted to the VM. So these descriptions are all from the VM. What we do have, all this weed, milkweed, the segweed, and then that thistle. I had a name for it. I think it was Sissia Bulgaria. There's none of it growing as such. So food sources and that are very sparse that side of town. Okay, we're back at the house here now. Juvenile Senegal cuckoo, red-eyed bulbul, speckled pigeon, chin spot batters was the first year for me. This one I'm still not sure. It was a youngster. So I've just put there, we assumed it was a Redeye. And then the hoopoe here, I'm not sure how clear the photograph is, but it's actually got its head thrown all the way back and basically looking almost over its shoulder. Whether it was sandbathing or whatever, but anyway, it's the first time I've seen the behavior in that. Okay. This is also the house, little Beeeater, obviously only in season. Red-billed, hornbill, they have most of the time. Greater honey guide seems to have stayed in place. Birchall starling, they've sort of taken over here. And then orange-breasted bushshrike. I put that down there, but it's either a youngster or out of breeding plumage on that, so I'm not quite sure on that descriptor. And then, okay, I think, yeah, we've got a long-billed cromback, Shikra, Gabba. There's two pictures of the Gabba here. This one at the top, at the right, yeah. And then this is the dark form, which you'll see at least see them at least like once or twice a year. That was the top right there. It was a brown snake. Also comes and goes. Juvenile flycatcher here, over here. Ashy to its right there. And then white-crested helmet shrike. These guys also, they just move around ad hoc in that. So they're present, they're not present. The pearl spots are basically here the whole time. This picture here in the middle, second left, those were apolluses that were having a go at each other. I think there was a female there as well. But anyway, they had a good go at each other for about 10 minutes or so. Interesting to see. Okay, here we go. Out of the blue. This is also the house on that, Terrapin. Which one? No idea. Okay. The Solifuge, dime a dozen as such. Come and go. I've seen saw one last week. First one, but then they, as I say, there's plenty of them. The baboon spider, yeah, maybe the third one that I found, yeah. The scorpion, there is quite a lot of them about, but I think it's still too hot. When the rainy season comes, I think it'll be just watch where you walk as usual. Banded rubber frog, same. Bubbling casino, when the rains come, they're quite plentiful. Let's see. Okay, these were from the lacewing map. All owl flies. That one was, I can't quite pronounce the word, Murmulant or whatever it is. This one I haven't pushed through yet. Okay, it's about a month ago. This one at the bottom here. Right, then we go on to, I hope I haven't skipped the screen there, but that'll be okay. We can't let Mr. Nuttall skip for the fourth time tonight. Bush baby, permanent basically, scrubhead, permanent. End of last year, I had an aardvark here, but outside the yard. The property, the house is on about a hectare, and then there's about another 17 or 18 hectares that's around it. In case I'll be like sort of almost in the, not quite in the middle, but stuck on the one edge of it. And then it's got a lot of mammals, squirrels, tree rats, and that's about it. The snakes, obviously, again, rainy season. This I initially put through as a stiletto on the VM, but they came back and it was actually a purple gloss, which is something I've personally never found yet. But that granted, the VM had a look at the head there, and there's some of those scales there. I did it as a purple gloss. Good pictures are always a great help. This is Ambezi garter, again another contentious ID. Some people say they don't occur here, but I'm not part and parcel of that argument. I just take whichever I think it is. And then the monitors, I think this was a water monitor that had moved in. There's a small, like a 2-meter pond here that I think moved in because of, obviously there was no water in the river since last year, which I think has subsequently headed back. And then there's 2 other rock monitors that are also around. Found some niche in the hole there. The top left there, this chameleon, I wasn't present when this thing was on Earth, but it was stuck in Mopani, cover on one of the trees, and it was raked up, and it was extremely dark in color. So whether it was hibernating or not, I'm not sure. It would appear to be that way, and the color, the dark, I think the boffins out there, whether that dark, being under the leaves on that, whether the dark skin actually absorbs more heat or UV rays, to keep it alive on that, I'm not 100% sure on that. Even in the yard, not many dragons. Broad scarlet, this I put as a bluet, but I'm not 100% sure. These were 2 vagrants. These 2 had got stuck somehow or other. One is an older one. I think this one, the female, Luppy said that the edge of the wings on that were showed fair wear and tear. They said it's a elderly specimen. And then Lucia Wedder, I've had 2 of them. One last year, one this year. Common citral, reasonably resident, but not seen all the time. Got a jewel beetle. This one was from last year. There's quite a few of those emerald chafers and that about, but and a lot of the other pictures on that, you just can't, you can't just fill it all. I tried, but I couldn't. Spotted crayer, common dotted border, I think broad-bordered yellow. The migrants are here basically only because this one taking the salts out of the soil there, and this one off Christthorn. This top left one, that clear, that a crayer. I think I saw that thing like for 2 years before this year. I managed to, before it settled, and I actually managed to get a picture, and it resembles a Mopani leaf, like you cannot believe. In fact, I thought it was a leaf. And then this one, I've got a squint purple tip. Let's see, these 2. Well, I'm sure if I grab the book, I'd get closer to an ID. The migrants, the purple tips, and wandering donkey and that. And this is Pioneer Caper White. That used to be the brown vein white, was it not? Anybody out there?
I'm not too sure. I think I'm not sure if Steve Woodall is here this evening, but he would have been able to tell us because I know there's been a few name changes recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as I know, yeah.
That's correct.
Okay.
Brown
Okay.
and white. It was.
Okay, so quite a few of these are present basically the whole year around. As I think some of you are very well aware our temperatures are, winter here is probably summer for you, I think, sometimes. But anyway, be that as it may, this one, again, not quite sure. Painted lady, common joker. This, I think, was a sapphire, but I would have to check that on the VM. This one, I'm not sure. Can't remember that I've seen one like this before. Okay, first time that I've managed to get a picture of the open ring. Very bad picture. The rest are worse. And then the blue pansy. Most of you know that one. And this one I was lost on. And I'm not quite sure if this was one of the scallops or a smoky orange tip or something like that. There we go. There we go. I think that's it for now. Thank you, people. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you to you, Gert. That was a really awesome presentation. It's so nice to see the amazing diversity that you have there in and around Maun.
I am fortunate.
Yes, very fortunate. Maun is definitely a special place, and I mean you're on the doorstep of Moremi Game Reserve, which is one of the most amazing places on the earth. Definitely.
The places I very seldom see.
Yes. It's like when you live next to the ocean and you
the sea
hardly ever go to the beach.
It's a ship.
Yes. Gert, I'm just going to ask